for me Swordfighter that people really sleep on. But again, Yoshi, we're talking about a character that can just super armor through it. So I think Artemis just needs to be pretty careful, trying to maneuver around Yoshi, and vice versa. Solar needs to trek a little bit more carefully. But let's get into this first game onto PS2, and immediately we're seeing both players trying to play neutral. And I mean, you said it before, right? Both of these guys are part of Hop, so there's definitely a lot of experience between both of them. So it really is just who knows who better in this.
Yeah. Playing very far apart though here is Artemis choosing to just play a lot around rising back air and some of these down tilt pokes. Solar chasing down though, and I can really respect that, especially with the range on Yoshi. Forward tilt sometimes calling out the landing with the up smash and then following the air dodge. You are not allowed on the ground, sir.
There's amazing juggling right from the get-go from Solar, just really reading out a lot of Artemis's options. Of course, that Gale stab that we talked about earlier, acting like quick draw. Actually, being the reason why Artemis is taking so much damage, trying to read the air dodge there, Solar, but misses the timing. But that up air, such a good tool, and I was talking about it before. The juggling from Solar has really helped them get this lead from the start. First stock taken.
Yeah, when you see that frame 4 up air, especially, the hard read was there, but just on the wrong side. Now you get to eat that instant 30% from Yoshi down air. The Stone Scabbard won't close out the stock as well. Yoshi's weight just so temperamental, so hard to work around as Solar makes it back yet again. No problems whatsoever.
The double parry.
But stopped by the stars and no combo off of the tornado. If you're going to land that super slow move, you have to make sure that you're confirming off of it every single time. Artemis got to get some of those jitters out. Both of these players do. We're seeing forward smashes swinging left and right.
Yeah, it is the first game, of this tournament, so definitely a game where you kind of just want to warm up, but sometimes you kind of don't want to take that risk. You kind of just want to be able to get that lead immediately, and again, Solar's doing a very good job, not really using those egg lobs to space out Artemis, and like you said before, Solar needs to play a lot more, hands-on, much more aggressive, so that Artemis can't really get those setups like with that Gale Strike, so very good stuff from Solar to play. Super aggressive.
Yeah. Oh, that up tilt missing the IDJ, but instead you're just seeing Artemis go high. I do appreciate that. I kind of want to see. Oh wow, you died. Wasn't ready for that stock to be taken so quickly. The DI on up air looked pretty good, but now being this far behind and no rage as well to back you up, you're really forced to play out these corner scenarios that Artemis is just never allowed to extend beyond a few hits because of Yoshi's insane mobility.
Yeah, and right now, again, the lead is definitely helping out Solar so much because it forces Artemis to approach. And me Swordfighter has some solid options to approach, but I feel like the end lag on a lot of his moves and the frame data that's lacking from me Swordfighter really is kind of costing Artemis a lot of damage and not getting all these punishes off, not even going for a lot of grabs.
The parry is nice, but not a super hard punish. Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah. Yeah, you hate to see it sometimes, but it's like, if that didn't teach you anything, just don't go for side B off stage.
True. It's just
go for the down air to kill up very high in the top blast zone, but unfortunately misses it. But yeah, Artemis really relying on that that Gale stab to combo off of and really try to catch Solar jumping, but Solar just hasn't been doing that. So maybe in the next game, if Artemis loses, well,
doesn't need to worry about it. Yeah, with that third hit connecting on the back air, and it's such a potent mix-up as well, since you can fast fall at any point while you're connecting those first two hits.
Yeah.
And more often than not, you're expecting the fast fall, given how much development back air 1-2 has gotten from Yoshi players. Like, you're anticipating that third hit to never come out, but sometimes you let it rock.
Yeah, I like the movement that Solar showed there, of course, getting the up air on that second stock, but he was kind of just empty hopping a lot and just catching out Artemis. Again, not really expecting a lot of these moves to kill and hit, especially because the DI was a little bit questionable, but again, first game, time for you to adapt. Let's see what Artemis can do because, Artemis didn't really go for a lot of mix-ups, really just went for that flow chart that they had, and Solar was able to catch that out.
A smaller stage will certainly help the effectiveness of Tornado, especially if you're trying to condition jumps, which, I mean, Solar needs no conditioning in order to see them jump around. Just got to see Artemis punish that a little bit more reliably. Some forward airs, some neutral airs, even without fast falling as well. Like non-fast fall neutral air can cover a lot of space. Oh, giving up the up B out of shield, though. So tenuous on some of these off-stage scenarios, but both players surviving, Solar deciding not to push.
I'm seeing that Artemis is really relying on this aerial movement and really just these aerial approaches. You talked about it before. That nair without, having that fast fall is a very good tool to pressure. Yeah, no jump indeed, but able to come back on the stage. But yeah, I kind of want to see Artemis play a little bit more grounded because he's getting caught out a lot.
Had the drag down from the back air, but no confirm afterwards, allowing Artemis to unfortunately just take a trade. Not sure how much reversal slash would have helped out there. As wow, completely whiffed punish on the part of Solar. You had the stolen scabbard, which is an all right out of shield option. Gale Slash getting punished though in order to take that first stock. Solar trying to walk away with this one with the 2-0, but without a jump here, Yoshi's a sitting duck. Get no pressure, instead just launching the tornado and retaking center.
Yeah, that's the thing that a lot of zoners tend not to do is, try and create some pressure off stage and really just rely on keeping that center, stage advantage. But right now, not working out for Artemis. I do want to see a little bit more of, a mix-up from Artemis because, again, we've seen this before, right? Where Artemis was at a deficit and now is forced to approach, and Solar just really good punches all around. And even though he's missing a few things, he's getting these jabs off just to keep on chipping away.
A solid overshoot on that back air, though, to at least take one stock, letting the nair rock, and there's an up B out of shield, finally connecting the full string.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, just pairing off one side being to another. That Gale Slab does have a decent bit of combo ability thanks to its lack of end lag, but gotta be careful with it as Artemis does find her way back to the ledge, letting the Stone Scabbard rock again, getting the side switch too. It's just so hard to pin Yoshi down to a single position though. Up smash out of shield.
Yeah, and that really just comes down to how Artemis has been doing in terms of recovery. Recovering high, of course, with that Gale Stab, and actually using that Stone Scabbard to just switch up the sides on that stage, which we saw earlier, and again regain stage advantage, which is kind of what Artemis has been trying to keep this entire time, to stay in the center.
Oh, I loved that egg placement from Solar, intercepting the drop to ledge, not trying to press too hard though. Now, if you get caught in any one of those confirms from Tornado, suddenly you're playing Swordfighter's game for the rest of it. Luckily, the tornado connected, but it was too far away, trying to chase down his Artemis, yet no dice, as again, that Yoshi Nair, you called it out from the very beginning. It's just a constant thorn in Artemis' side whenever they're looking to confirm, but the dash attack of all buttons closes out stock number 2 on the part of Solar. Artemis with her first lead of the set.
Yeah, so good stuff on Artemis right there to finally close out that stock, and let's see how Artemis plays in the lead, because hey, maybe there's a bit of a change of pace, but the up smash gonna stop a little bit of momentum from Artemis right there. And really, we're back to even percentage with a huge confirm, a little bit of a combo rather, from Solar, 32% right off the bat on his last stock.
Yeah, letting the combo drop a little bit early. Maybe the platform height was a little bit odd, but instead you get this long-standing juggle state. Oh, what an interesting trade there, Jellyfish. Like, it was up B and I think it was Yoshi Nair. Oh, no jump? No, he had the jump saved and drifting to ledge. Very, very solid play there from Solar. Never trying to skip. As long as you don't try and skip stages too early, you get rewarded with solid advantage state play. So, see, that was a little bit too early.
yeah, absolutely. But I'm liking, again, this mix-up from Artemis to just come back on the stage and not really be too, affected by... Oh! Well, hey! I did not think that Gale Strike would have done that. Just take away that super armor from Solar, and again, I don't think Solar expected that at all. And huge confirm, finally, Artemis, we were talking about it before, dropping a lot of these combos, but finally, when it mattered the most, was able to connect that up air and close out that second game. We got game 3 in our first set, Google.
Man, it's It always tends to come down like this when you start at round number 1, literally match A on the bracket, like the first one called, put on stream. But yeah, breaking the negative armor at what? That was like 110 with a late hit of the late hit doesn't matter, but late on the tornado as well. Pretty nuts. As I heard a character swap over from Solar. Oh no, I didn't. My bad. I don't know why, my brain registered Yoshi as Morton, and here we are. But we are going to
the new Yoshi, guys.
They look kind of similar, Mario characters, you know, they're kind of stubby. It's fine.
Yeah, but I mean, now we're on a stage like Town and City where the side blast zones are really going to play a big part, so I want to see how Solar is able to kill off the side a little bit more, avoiding getting hit by that Gale stab with the double jump armor, the thing that kind of costed him that game number 2, which is really interesting. Landing with that down air, that also worked, but good little reversal from Artemis to maintain stage control once again.
I'm not really sure how I feel about this stage in a lot of ways, because as you mentioned, the blast zones can be really precarious for Yoshi sometimes, particularly with characters like me, Swordfighter. You got a strong, solid back air for closing out stocks, dash attack as well. It gives you a lot more spontaneous openings. Meanwhile, Yoshi doesn't always benefit from the blast zones, but certainly benefits from the size of the stage, just instantaneously teleporting well out of the reach of Artemis.
Yeah, for the most part, you know, you don't really see Yoshi's end stocks off on the side. They tend to end it actually, you know, up in the air, up in the top blast zone. So again, very interesting choice from Solar, but hey, it's their counter pick. Oh, and a good up B right there from Artemis. We saw earlier how well that did just to send Solar off stage and allow Artemis to recover, but huge damage dealt, 28% on that second stock. So a little bit of a lead gain. Oh, trying to read that air dodge. Had the right read, but unfortunately misspaced that.
Yeah, Artemis has only seemed to have gotten better as their game plan has steadily changed, slowly but surely whittling down the resources on the part of Solar. Meanwhile, Solar's trying to encompass the same things that were successful in Game 1. The up smash certainly working, but the juggles and prolonged advantage states with these up airs have been frequently off the mark.
Absolutely. Right now, both players just trying to play neutral, trying to catch out one another. Finally, Solar getting one straight hit, but not following up with that. And at this percentage, in this stage of the game, you kind of need to make every hit count.
Wow, what a risky Yoshi bomb to come from that high up. You got to be careful with swinging moves like that. It just seems like Solar is almost always willing to press buttons a little too soon, like with that up air. Barely whiffing because he did not give the time for jump to reach his apex.
You can also sense a little bit of desperation coming out of Solar, but right now,
I mean, god!
Oh, that kill? Again, Town and City, of course, smaller blast zones on the side, so you know, lots of things that you wouldn't expect to kill will kill, but I don't think that's something that Solar wants to see. Right now, needs to get an edge guard. Oh my god, the uppie from Artemis. Just to come back on the stage, just catching out Solar so much.
Hey, they're doing a great job of just mixing up when they go to ledge and when they try to take stage. And because Solar is getting so antsy and so desperate, like you mentioned, there's a lot of times and a lot of windows for punishes. That's tragic. Aiming for the platform is just too high.
Yeah, both players so far have died to 2 side B SDs. But I mean, if you're Solar, you're taking that at any given moment. Right now, all of a sudden, this has been very back and forth between both these guys. Getting that back air, not going to find the kill just yet.
Missing the IDJ on the up air, so it missed out on one of those big confirms. The back air comes down, but no dice in terms of taking that stock. That was a huge punish that Solar decides not to take and choosing instead to prioritize center. Stone Scabbard from above, from below.
That's such a good mix-up from Artemis. Even though it didn't really seem like a mix-up and Artemis was going for it a lot, it just seemed like Solar could not, just kept on getting, you know, caught out by that move. And again, the side blast zones, we talked about it earlier. I mean, we said that it was an interesting choice for Solar to go there, but we can see that definitely didn't pay off for Solar as Artemis moves on to the next round, 2-1, facing Marcus, I believe.
They will be, yes.
Nice.
It's tough to go up against a Game and Watch with characters that do have a lot of reflectable items and projectiles, but the mid range from me, Swordfighter, can be done very well. Down tilt is a hell of a button. Same with forward air as well.
Yeah, and we saw that with Artemis. Going for that the down tilt into the Gale stab, and it was just such a good combo to chip away at damage, and really did catch Solar out basically every time. If there was one combo Artemis didn't miss, it was that. So
yeah, simple damage as well, and
mhm,
I guess it's the difference between to bring it over to a separate fighting game, right? It's a
mhm,
difference between going for something like a Hado finisher or a donkey kick finisher as Ryu, and instead going for something like a Tatsu. While you don't
mm,
get any sort of time to set up something like a Denjin charge or a light Hadouken, you do get Oki out of it. So
yes,
slight differences in order to make big adjustments depending on the play style. And those adjustments can go very, very long ways. As we just saw in that last set, there was
mhm,
a lot of times where Artemis was just calling out Solar for being too aggressive on ledge, and those side switch reversals, like with the Stone Scabbard, paid so much back in value when it
mhm.
came to Town and City, especially.
Yeah, and it was weird. We didn't see a lot of edge guarding from Artemis, but it really was just, that ledge play from Artemis that took so many stocks. And again, Solar really kind of sleeping a little bit on that Stone Scabbard. And speaking of sleeping,